Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are playing our first game of Hail Caesar using the epic Punic Wars set from Warlord Games. Obviously Warlord sent over quite a few sprues for us to paint up and to have a go at basically the rule set. Now if you're familiar to the channel, you'll know we play a lot of Hail Caesar. It's probably the most played game on the channel. However, all our games of Hail Caesar to date have been at 28mm. So now we're going to be playing it at Warlord's epic scale, which kind of comes in just below 15mm. So as you can see, we have set up a suitable table. Now we're going to assume that this is somewhere in, I don't know, Sicily or southern Italy, sometime in the Punic Wars. We have a little village over there, various areas of woodland, and a nice big open space for us to fight over. I've been joined again, as always, by Robin, who's taken on the Romans, probably against his natural choice. I will be playing as the Carthaginians. What we're going to do, we're going to roll through the scenario that we're going to play. We will roll through deployment, we'll get the armies deployed, and then we'll roll through the lists because we're doing something that we don't normally do. We are playing with the points values. So if you're new to Hail Caesar, if you're new to any of the sort of family of Warlord games and you're coming over from another game, we have created these two army lists as essentially a starter list, if you like, that you could put together and play with. But I'll be doing another video about army building and what, if you like, almost a buyer's guide, so you can get the most out of things, and that'll be coming in the future. Let's have a look at the table and obviously what scenario we're playing. Okay, so we're obviously using the new Punic Wars rulebook, which 99% of it is the same as the standard Hail Caesar rulebook. We are going to be playing the encounter battle, which is scenario 1. In this encounter, opposing armies have camped overnight within sight of their foes and deployed to fight the following morning. Maybe there's something about this village, I don't know. These are scouting forces, we shall see. We're not playing with any named commanders or anything like that. Both of us are going to have a 6-inch deployment zone on the long edge of the battlefield, and rather than playing for victory points, this is simply a fight to see whose army breaks first. So we're going to be using the broken divisions rule. Once 2 divisions in your army are broken, then the army is broken and retreats. We both have 3 divisions, so it's going to be interesting because my divisions are fairly equally sized. Robin's are all over the place in terms of size, so it's going to be interesting. We are going to use some of these special deployment rules, which is if we agree to do so, both players are allowed to deploy skirmishers, light infantry in open order, and light cavalry 6 inches further forward than their divisions. And also, if we agree to do so, we're allowed to deploy skirmishers or light infantry in open order into any area of woodland on their own half of the table. Which we're going to do, aren't we? Because it sounds like fun.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, so we've got some bits and bobs. I mean, there's some wood, as you can see, woods over here. Just in terms of, how the terrain works, these are all areas of woodland. The single little trees over there aren't. They're just there to make the village look nice. You've got an area of woodland there, an area over there. You have some on top of this hill here, and you have some more over here. The village itself counts as a built-up area and is essentially this rectangle here. This outlying house is just here because it looks nice, but a unit that's within essentially this area here, this box formed by these 4 buildings, counts as being in a built-up area, and will receive the benefit for that accordingly. That's pretty much it. What we're going to do, we'll get the armies deployed, and the way deployment works is we roll off and then we do it a division at a time each. Once we've got the armies deployed, we'll roll through the lists and what we've brought to the battle, and then we'll just get on with it. But first of all, let's just roll to see who's going to have the choice of deploying first. Okay, so in time-honoured fashion, this will be to see who not only deploys first, but also goes first, or has choice of doing that. I got 6. You can deploy first and go first. Okay, so we are deployed. As you can see down here, the Carthaginian lines have formed on this side of the battlefield, stretching across the length of the board, and they've got some of their light cavalry and their skirmishers and light infantry concealed in some of the woodland. Over here, the Romans have formed up. As you can see, a little bit more spread out. Apart from over here, where you can see that lovely sort of system of maniples. Veletates out on the advance, and a smaller division there. So what we'll do, let's roll through each of these divisions. We'll explain what we've got, and if any, what rules, special rules and upgrades that we've added. There aren't very many. Right then, Robin, do you want to start with your army general?
So army general in the centre, and we're going to use the rule where, because he's a politician at this time,
yep,
I'm going to be rolling for his leadership, aren't I?
That's right.
I'll do that just before we start.
So it could be, so D is 1, 2, it's a 7.
Yeah, 3, 4, 8, and then 5, 6, 9.
Whereas
so
your wing commanders are both
both competent.
Okay, and my commanders are just 8 across the board.
Yeah, you do have the option, I think, for buying legendary commanders and that later on, don't you? But
yeah,
with what we've got at the moment. So my generals with the large infantry division, which is 2 units of Hastati, 2 units of Principe, and 2 units of Triari.
And you've also got 2 units of
Velites, which are deployed forward using the scenario special rules.
Okay, and then what about the blue division?
Small infantry division, same, I guess, building block, if you will. Velites, Hastati, Principes, Triari. However, because I had a few points left when we were just working out the lists, I've upgraded the Hastati to be tough fighters and the Principe to be stubborn. I think that's what they get from
but nothing on the Triara.
Nothing on the Triara, no.
Okay, and then finally you've got you've got one division composed slightly under strength, we know. But
yeah, we know it should be 4 units, but 1, obviously, wanted to get stuff done, and 2, it conveniently worked out as exactly even points.
Yeah.
When we added up. So 2 units of light cavalry, and then 1 unit of Roman medium cavalry.
And a commander. Okay, so, and that comes to a total of
319 points.
319. Okay, well, over on here, on the Carthaginian side, we have the Carthaginian general. He is leading a division which consists of 2 units of Spanish Scutari, 1 unit of Libyan heavy infantry, 1 unit of Numidian javelins, and 1 unit of allied slingers. He is also got a base of elephants with him as well, because you can't really do the Carthaginians and not have them. My next division is all infantry, and in this division I've got 1 unit of Spanish Scutari. I have 2 units of Citizen Levy, who probably shouldn't be here because they really only fought back in Carthage, but the points worked out, and what the hell, they're on manoeuvres. So they're here for this battle. I have another base of elephants. I have a base of archers and of javelins as well. My final division consists of 1 unit of Spanish... no, it's not Spanish Scutari, sorry, they are allied Italian infantry. And when you pick the Italian allied infantry, you get to pick a single special rule to go with them from a list. We have basically thought it'd be quite fun if we did it randomly, which we might do in the future, but for this game I have elected to make them brave, which means that they can basically remove the shaken status from themselves without being rallied on a successful dice roll. With them they have a unit of Libyan heavy infantry, some Numidian light cavalry, and some Libyan Phoenician cavalry as well. So they are opposing, or they're on the other side opposing Robin's forces of cavalry. So there we are. There is the setup. My force also comes to 319 points. When we rolled, Robin won the roll to deploy first and go for... Well, I won the roll, but
I lost the roll, you made me do it.
I made you do it, yep. So Robin will have the first turn. Now, what we're going to do, if you are new to Hail Caesar, I've already done a video in my Gallic Wars videos, which is on how the whole command structure works. So I'll leave a link to that down below. So we'll be playing this the normal way the battle reports is done, with an overhead shot as we go through the whole orders phase. If you, as I say, if you are interested and you want to know how the orders work, then it's best go just check out the Gallic Wars video, and it's all explained there. But obviously what we'll do, we'll go through everything, and then we'll just run through what our guys have done. Robin, you got a roll for your general. Let's see what he's going to come out as. Oh, do we need the dice tray for this? Need the dice tray.
Important.
It's important roll. So go for it. Brilliant. We're off to a good start.
He's not very far.
They've sent a
not very
moron.
far up the. What was it? The something Corsarum. Yeah, he's not a popular politician.
No, I don't think the Senate particularly likes him. Right then, let's go into it. This is the Punic Wars Battle 1, Turn 1 for the Romans. Okay, so that's the first move in the Punic War. Robin, what did you get up to?
I was subtle.
Yeah, you can see it. I'm actually impressed that nothing failed.
No. Cavalry sweeping down this side to take the town back.
They can't actually enter built-up areas, cavalry, so that's why they're
Gone round
scooting around. But for the people who are watching, again, who may not play Hail Caesar before, light cavalry always count as being in command range of their commanders. So when you do a command roll, you generally got to be within 12 inches, and then you roll equal to or less than the command rating, and whatever you beat it by is how many orders are executed. For each additional 12 inches away from the commander, you suffer a -1 penalty. Light cavalry aren't affected by that.
Then in the middle, with just the one move forwards.
Yep.
Didn't use the re-roll because it was just like getting a move is better than risking it and getting no moves.
Yep, so the whole division has just taken that one step forward.
Yeah.
And then over here, they're quite eager.
Yeah, 2 moves, wasn't it? So 2 moves forward. And all we're using group orders because I want to keep the formation to get the benefits of being able to support.
Whereas I don't have to do that so much because I don't particularly get benefits other than just, the normal supporting mechanics, whereas it's more important for you with the manipular rule that you can swap things out. That's the view of the battlefield at the moment. Robin doesn't have any long-range shooting at all. So he's got javelins there, and then the Hastati can throw as well, can't they? They've got peeler, so they can.
All my cavalry have javelins,
but there's nothing within 6 inches. So it's just on to the Carthaginians to kick things off. Okay, so there we go. The Carthaginians have moved and there's going to be some shooting. Things started over here on the left flank where I saw an opportunity and my Libyan Phoenician infantry charged that unit of light cavalry that were over there. Robin elected to evade and he evaded so far. He went off the board. So that unit are off the board. That base is just there to mark where they left. Essentially, they count as gone in for terms of broken division. So if I can rout one of his other units from that division would be broken. So if I throw some javelins and they run away, that could be a quick exit for the cavalry. However, they can just move on again next turn. The rest of this division has moved up. The Numidian cavalry here have moved out to start putting javelins into the light cavalry. Down here, the Libyan heavy infantry have moved to plug that gap, and over here, the allies have moved forward. It's quite interesting because obviously you've got to obey the proximity rule, which is when you're in 12 inches, you've got to face the enemy. You can't just scoot past them. But I really want to take that little village. I figured that would be a good strong point. In the centre, everything went well. I issued a divisional order down here with my army general, and everything just shifted forwards. The Numidian javelins have run out in the front to start sort of facing off against the Velites. And down here, my the slingers, are they Gallic slingers? I think are they Gauls? I think they are. Are they not? Are they Cretan? Are they Gauls?
Not Cretan.
Balearic?
Possibly Balearic.
Balearic. Well, they're in range, the slings, so as Robin just said, very much Carthage will be casting the first stone.
They're just generic slingers.
Generic slingers. Well, those generic slingers are going to be hurling some shots up there. And then the elephant went up there as well. On this flank, this division got its complete order off. I didn't need to move the Cretan archers because they're hiding in the wood and in range. Down here as well, these Numidians have moved forward to start having a little face-off with those Velites, and then the whole division has just sort of moved up in a chunk. So there we go. So it's into the shooting phase. I think we'll start down this end of the table because it was the first one. Let's start with these Numidians who have got javelins, and they're going to throw their javelins at your open order unit of light cavalry. Okay, so these light cavalry down here are armed with javelins, which have a 6-inch range. So this unit here is in range. Robin's unit is in open order, so I'm going to suffer a -1 to hit. To hit, you need a 4 or more. So I've got 2 dice hitting on 5s because their short range value is 2. Hitting on 5s, no rerolls, and 2 misses. Yep. Let's move on to the General's division. The slings. They're going to have a go at this unit up here. I think they're in range. What's the range on a sling? Is 12 inches. Sling. They should be in range because... yeah. Yep, okay, but they're over half. Does that... No, they're not over 12.
It's over 12.
Right, so you're in open order. So again, have I got 2 dice hitting on 5s, I think? 2 dice hitting on 5s. Double 1. It's going well. Okay, so down here, these Numidians are out of range. Cretan archers that are hiding in the wood are going to fire at these Velites in the front. So am I over 12 inches?
Going for Velites, are you?
Yeah.
No, you're within 12.
I'm within 12, so I'm hitting on 5s. At last. So that's a single save, and you're going to have to take a break test at the end of the turn. So what's the save of the Velites?
6+ for Velites.
All right, so a single save of 6 or a casualty. There we go. So a single casualty on them, and you'll be taking a break test. My javelins here are just out of range. Okay, so a break test from shooting is just 2d6 as standard, -1 for each excess casualty over the stamina. You haven't got any, so it's just 2d6 straight.
They might have Rome.
Oh, I think they're fine. They're absolutely fine. That's the end of the first Carthaginian turn. I've seen some cavalry off, but it's time for the Romans to respond. Let's see what they're going to do. Okay, so the might of Rome is slowly coming to take on Carthage. Robin, what happened?
Right, well, on the cavalry side, we're a bit more dynamic. Charge with the medium cavalry.
Into the Scutari? The Allied cavalry.
Allied Italian infantry.
That's right. I will get that right at some point. I mean, what's quite funny here is you painted the Allies and I painted those Romans. So
well, I'm playing the Romans because you hate the Romans and are fed up with Roman archaeology. But you realise the more you kill, the more archaeology.
Yeah, that's it. The more archaeology they become. You've chucked your leader in there. For that fight.
You goaded me a little. And,
I don't think we've given them a combat bonus rating. I think, are we just going to say it's +2, just standard across the board? All right, we'll just go with +2. And then over here,
we've got some open order cavalry fighting open order cavalry because that's the only thing they can really do at that range. Yeah.
So they my Numidians countercharged against that Roman light cavalry. So there's a bit of a cavalry scuffle going on. They didn't come back though.
No, they didn't manage to come back.
So and then in the centre,
I think it was just a bit slow. So I managed to everything basically ended up with one order. So I managed to form up the Velites. Ideally, I wanted them to move forward. So because that's the thing with the Velites, isn't it? Is they're not skirmishers, but they can fight in open order. But they're slightly better than standard skirmishers. Yeah. So I want to use them to see if they're skirmishers.
Aren't they the people that they've just given a stick to and pointed and because that's all they could afford?
Yeah, but they're not very keen at the moment. And then my legions, if you will, just managed to move forward one move. Over here,
they didn't do anything.
Nothing happened, did it?
No, and you were out of range for your command.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Reroll.
Generals being on tiny bases, it's hard to get them close.
I know, much bigger base. One at least the size of the 100mm one that those trees are on. So we're looking at shooting. I don't think you've got any because yours are all javelins.
6 javelins. Yeah.
So it's just into the melee. Which melee would you like to resolve first? The one with the medium cavalry or the one with the
medium
light
cavalry versus your Italians?
All right, let's go away, have a look at the stats, and then we'll figure this out.
Okay, so it's time to resolve this. Now, Robin gets a lot more attacks than I originally realised. So Robin's unit is going to get 6 attacks on their clash value, which is what you use first in combat. And we're adding 2 for the commander who is part of the combat. So he is getting 8 dice hitting on 3s because he's +1 for charging. My medium infantry are going to have 6 dice as standard hitting back on 4s. I'm not throwing my commander in there because I'm going to be a bit more reserved. So he has 8 dice hitting on 3s, and I have 6 dice hitting on 4s. Right then, this could be bad.
Oh, 7.
Right, and there's no rerolls of any
No,
kind.
I've got nothing.
Great, so you've got 7. I'm looking for 4s. 3. Okay, you need 3 saves of 5. That's it. So 3 saves of 5, yep. So 2 casualties, and I need 7 saves of 5. Right, 7 saves of 5 for me. 1, 2, 3. So I've taken 4 casualties in that combat. Okay, so as it stands at the moment, Robin's unit has done twice as many casualties as mine, so he's winning the combat. However, well, he's won whatever, but we've got to see if his commander fell victim during the fighting. So we roll 2d6, we add his combat rating, which is 2, and if it's over 12, then something happened to him. Come on. No, I got excited for a moment. So no, I've lost to combat by 2. Because I've lost to combat by 2, it's a break test, 2d6 minus 2. It all goes wrong. No, they're fine. Absolutely fine. So we fight on next turn. And this is where it gets a little bit tougher for you, because your sustained fighting value, which is what you drop down to, is 3. Whereas my sustained is also 6. It's this combat next between our 2 units of light cavalry. What do they get? What's your light cavalry on? Right. Both the units have a clash value of 5. Now, we're both fighting in open order, which would normally be a -1 to hit, but because we're both charging, because I counter-charge, we're +1. So we've both got 5 dice hitting on 4s, so we're completely even. We're doing very well with your dice rolling today.
I can't afford to have a unit break.
1. Oh, no.
6.
Saves of 6, so 4 saves. Well, you need 1 save of 6.
No.
Right, so 1 casualty and I need 4 saves of 6. No, so that unit is shaken. Okay, so there we go. Now I need to take a break test. I've lost to combat by 3, so 2d6 minus 3. That's a 4, which I think is going to be break if shaken on the break test.
You are shaken, aren't you?
I am shaken now, yep. I haven't put the token.
Combat 4, cavalry break if shaken.
Cavalry break if shaken, right. Off they go. Now, you could do a sweeping advance, if you wanted to, into my... Oh no, they're actually in the wood, aren't they? So but you could sweeping advance into my Libyans.
I will not be doing that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Right, okay, first blood to Robin. Those Numidians have been decimated. Okay, so there we are. It's kind of a bit back and forth over here on this flank. Robin has opened up a bit of a hole there, but I have got my cavalry unopposed over there, which could be interesting. Let's just see what the Carthaginians are going to do in response. Okay, so there's been a bit of back and forth on the Carthaginian side. Over here, starting on my left flank, obviously this combat is rolling on this turn. My Libby Phoenician cavalry have kind of snaked around here to threaten Robin's flank. I'm not too worried about that unit that's off the board. I'm going to rely on Robin's bad dice rolls. Down here, I wanted these guys to basically form open order, move through the terrain, reform, and then attack the cavalry. They just formed open order, which isn't great because I'm going to get smashed now in the front by that that unit of light cavalry. The reason I've got to do that is it's the only time that they can form open order is if they're trying to navigate terrain and they have to move back into it. I've obviously failed and I've left myself very vulnerable, which I'm not a big fan of. These guys have stayed hidden, the slingers, in the trees.
My central division under my general has done the opposite and has done really well. So the whole division has moved forward and started just putting the pressure on the Romans in the middle. The elephant is out front. We've got the Numidian javelins, and then we've got ranks of Spanish, and we have the Libyan infantry. Now, the Libyan infantry aren't affected by the proximity rule by these guys, because these guys are in open order, so they can do that. They can form up, whereas if these guys were formed up, they wouldn't have been able to move. They'd had to have faced them. Over here, this division did nothing. I managed to move these units on initiative because they were within 12 inches of that unit at the start. So they scooted around a little bit, but these guys have done nothing at all. So there we are. That is what's gone on so far. Let's go into the shooting. So I think we'll start down here. The archers, I'm going to fire at your Hastati. Shoot, sorry. Am I over 12 inches away, Robin? Can you just take a check? It's going to be close, I think.
No.
Nope, so I get 2 dice and I'm hitting on 4s. There we go. I'd like some disorder, please. No, but 2 hits, so you need 2 saves of heavy infantry, so 2 saves of 4. Oh dear, 2 casualties.
Hang on, I gave them...
They're stubborn, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, next up, these guys are going to... Oh no, I don't think they're in... well, they're in 6 inches, because obviously your base... Yeah, we just did that to show...
Yeah, they were.
Okay,
when you moved them, you definitely said...
Right, so it's 2 dice, hitting on 4s. Hitting on 5s, actually, because they're in open order. No, both missed. So this elephant is going to throw its javelin at the Hastati. They're formed heavy infantry to the front, which we didn't do for your last one. So I would have been at -1 for those, but I got a 5 and a 4 and a 5. So no, you're 1 less.
Yeah,
you're just 1 less. Yeah. So I'm hitting you on a 5. No. These javelins. I'm going to.
So they're formed. So
yeah, I'm going to throw them at your velites. And I think I have to actually, because they're... Oh no, yeah, they're the nearest. So I'm going to throw them at the velites. So they're hitting on 4s because they're not heavy infantry. Oh no. My slingers are going to... yeah,
because you have no facing, do you?
Yeah, throw rocks at your light cavalry, so they'll be in range. So they're going to be hitting on 5s because you are still in open order.
Yeah, even though we've fought, it's just how you put the bases, isn't it? So
hitting on 5s. Oh, a 1 save of 6 and then a break test.
I don't want to run away because that will cause me a problem.
Yeah. Will be a break test. Will be a break test at the end of a turn, which is now. So 2d6 straight for your light cavalry. It's a 4. 4 for cavalry.
Shaken, so
no, but you have got, unfortunately, my my cavalry are hiding there.
From ranged 4. Retreat disordered.
So it's only going to be a 12-inch move.
Direct your way.
You can't enter there, so it is going to be back that way. Yep. Okay, Robin. So how's this going to work?
So, because I'm retreating, it's in the quarter away from the attacker, but also the greatest threat, which is them because I can't see. So I'm going back this way, but I can't hit them because I'm retreating. I just go as far as I can and then stop. So
you're going to be there in open order.
Yeah,
but still facing them.
I have to carry on facing where I came from.
Oh dear. Right then, that was the end of shooting. So now it's time for the melee, and the only melee that we've got is the ongoing combat over here. Now, down here, Robin is down to 3 dice for his sustained value, plus 2 for the commander, so he's rolling 5. I get 6 dice again. I'm still going to leave my commander out of it. So I've got 6 dice hitting on 4s. Robin won the last round of combat, so he has 5 dice hitting on 3s. All right, I'm looking for 4s. 2. And you're looking for 3s. That's 3. I need 3 saves of 5. That's 3 casualties. I'm definitely shaken now. You need 2 saves of 5 as well.
So I'll be shaken if I fail.
So we're both shaken, but you've won the combat by 1. But we've got to roll for your commander. So I'm rolling 2d6 plus 2. No, nothing's happened to your commander, so you've won the combat by 1. Right, so I've taken 7 casualties in total now, so my unit is shaken. Robin has taken 4, so he is also shaken. However, he won the combat 3-2, so I am taking a break test, 2d6 minus 1. 7. I think they're going to stand their ground.
And give ground in good order.
Give ground in good order, so I'm going back 6 inches, but you're shaken, so there's no follow-up. So we'll get things moved around and then just have a look at the battlefield. Okay, so as you can see, this unit's gone back in good order. Crucially, not disordered, which is good for me. Robin's cavalry division, he's got a shaken unit here, a unit over there who's not disordered, but been forced to retreat, and a unit off the board. Now, importantly, for a broken division, if that unit there becomes shaken, that unit would count as a broken division.
Yeah, the unit off the board effectively doesn't exist for the moment. So I've got a division of only 2 units.
You need to bring something back on.
You either actually, because you'd have to break.
It has to be everything has to be shaken, or half the division has to be destroyed. More than half.
So with a division of 2, it doesn't make a difference.
So I either have to shake both units or destroy one of these units. Is it more than half of the units have to be destroyed?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, okay. All right, then we'll get on with that. But here you go. Here's a view across the battlefield. So they're fighting around the village between essentially the cavalry. It's probably been the fiercest. I imagine there's going to be some initiative charges happening now in the centre. And then over here, these 2 divisions don't really know what they're doing. I like to say these are the tactical reserve. So we shall see what happens. Let's go into Roman turn 3. Okay, so there's been quite a lot of movement on the part of the Romans. Where do you want to start, Robin?
Cavalry division.
Well, this went well.
Well, yeah, it's actually, it sounds silly, but it makes a massive thing. So they've come on, so I'm back up to 3 units in the division.
Yeah.
They've turned around and charged more to occupy you than anything else.
Well, it occupies you and stop me threatening your flank, and therefore allowing your central division, which we'll come on to in a minute, to actually do something.
Yeah.
And then
I've rallied over there, which actually means I've gone from being I'm 1 shaken unit away from losing the whole division to I've got 3 units in the division.
They're all viable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the centre, because So what happens in the centre?
Initiative.
You've done pretty much everything on initiative because of the range. Yeah. Now, initiative is if you're within 12 inches of the enemy, you can execute a single order. So, charge, for example, and because I was within 6 inches, his charges went in. Those are my troops who had javelins through them, but not many hit.
Yeah, you evaded with your Numidian javelins, and I stopped short because I had specifically said that I was.
That was the Veletates that were charging.
Yeah, were charging your skirmishers. Otherwise, I'd have carried on into your Spanish, which I did not want to do. Over here. So these 3, all 3 of them,
those maniples,
Triari, and the maybe not quite in the right order now, but either way, they're all engaging the elephant.
Yep, and because of the manipular rules, those 2 units are supporting him. Absolutely fine. And then on this side,
again, I've got all 3 units almost still in the wrong order because my starter somehow ended up at the back, but. Attacking the your Libyan heavy infantry, who are the mercenaries, so they'll get the.
I'll get +1 to my hit, and there's all. So we've got a big combat here with the elephant versus 3 units, and we have 3 units here versus these 2 units because this unit is actually supporting this unit, and then over here your Veletates came out to have a fight with mine. So and then on this flank you wheeled these maniples round.
Yeah. So actually rolled for it though. Maybe I could have done initiative. It turned out because.
Yeah.
I'd engage that unit so they're no longer a threat. So I can actually move and start kind of closing in on you, as it were.
So you're trying to crush the centre.
Yeah, because you've got a full division almost of 3 units and an elephant.
Yeah, that are on their way.
So I need to get rid of this centre without taking too much.
Okay, but you've got some shooting now at last. Where is it?
Well, somewhere.
Oh, it's over here, isn't it?
I've got loads.
Oh, you've got you've got
I'll say loads.
Starty. So, where do you want to start?
Right, so let's do Veletates, and we assume it's 2 shots because they're.
So these Veletates here against my skirmishers.
Yep.
It would be 2 shots
5s.
Hitting on 5s. Hitting on 5s.
No.
Who's next?
Here
It's a Spanish. Yeah, I think that's.
Are they heavy infantry in Spanish?
No, they're medium.
So,
they're medium, so it's just going to be forced to hit. Okay.
And then So you're in cover, that'd be safe, but you're open order still, aren't you? So it's going to be 5.
But being open order is, or the cover is the same save, so it's not cumulative, so it's just not a clear target, so you're hitting me on 5s. No. Okay. Your Hastati here, they're armed with javelins, aren't they?
Yes, oh yeah, of course. Yeah, because it's pillar and javelins. Oh, I must remember the pillar as well. When
2 dice, I assume?
Yeah, 2 dice short range.
So 2 dice, these guys go throw their pilums at this front unit of Spanish. So you're going to be hitting on 4s.
Maybe I've used the recycled javelins where they're already there.
Yeah, just come back like a boomerang. I don't think there's anyone else who can throw. Triari, I don't have javelins.
No, they have spears, right?
Those guys are in combat. Those Hastati can't throw any. That's it. These guys do have javelins, but they're not in range to throw. Your medium cavalry, I don't think. Well, it doesn't matter. They're not in range anyway. So that's it. So it's melee. Which melee do you want to do first? We've got the 2 massive ones in the middle.
Let's do the simple one.
We'll do the simple one over here. All right then. You're going to get 5 dice on the clash, and my unit, I think, gets 6.
That's the medium cavalry, isn't it?
Yeah, Libby Phoenician.
Phoenicians.
Yep.
Yeah.
No special rules for my guys, is there? I have 6 dice hitting on 4s. You have 5 dice hitting on 3s. Okay, so Robin's hitting on 3s. 4. I'm hitting on 4s. Now, the reason I'm not on mine, Robin actually had to form up to charge me, which I can't remember if we mentioned in the overview. 4 as well. You need 4 saves of 6, Robin. 4 casualties.
And they're definitely shaken.
And how many do I need?
4.
4 as well?
Yep.
4 saves of 5 for me.
You're also shaken.
And I've taken 3 casualties. So I've won the combat by 1. Okay, so Robin lost the combat by 1, so he's going to be 2d6 minus 1 to his roll. I think you're going to be fine. I think for cavalry that's going to be fight on, but worth a check because the cavalry results are sometimes a little bit different. So cavalry on a 10.
Oh yeah, 10 or more, everything 10 or more
is just fight on.
If I had rolled a 9, I would have been given ground still. So.
Okay, well, there you go. So that's going to fight on next turn, but I would have won the combat, so I'll be hitting at +1. So that excess casualty... Oh, no, you haven't got an excess casualty. It's already come off. Right then, we need to work out the big combat. Robin, which one do you want to do first?
Let's
the one
do
with the elephant
first.
Because that's not actually a big combat.
No, it's simple.
All right, so we'll work out the elephant, and then we'll do the other one. Okay, so... let's see what the elephant can do. So the elephant has a clash value of 4, so I'm getting 4 dice hitting on 4s. Now, it's actually Robin's Hastati that are in combat, and they have a clash value of 5. Now, because of the Manipula rule that they have, they can be supported from a unit that is diagonally behind them. So these Principe are supporting them, adding 2 dice, and these Triarii, who are in the normal position of support, are adding 2 dice. So that gives a total of 9 dice to my 4. Robin is hitting on 3s. Now, importantly, the Hastati have the Peeler. Now, that means on the round, well, essentially the first round of combat, the clash, the enemy get -1 to their morale save. So my save, which would normally be a 4, is now a 5 for this turn only. So then, Robin, you charge. You can roll first. You are hitting on 3s. Or do you get the charge bonus for the supports? No, you don't, do you? You don't get the charge bonus for the supports. So you've got 5 dice hitting on 3s and then 4 dice hitting on 4s. Okay, so 3 so far. And then these ones are hitting on 4s. So 2. I have 4 dice hitting on 4s in return. That's 2. Do you want to make your saves first? So it's 2 saves of 4 because you're heavy infantry. 1 casualty on the Hastati. Now, I've got 3 saves of 5 to make, which are the ones that you did with the Hastati. So I suffered the modifier for the Peeler. So 3 saves of 5. Oh, saved 2 of them. Took 1. And then I have 2 saves of 4 to make against the others. So I took 2. The elephants have a stamina value of 6. So I've only lost the combat by 1. Now, so I've got to take my break test. So it's 2d6 minus 1. What I really don't want to happen is I really don't want to roll a double 1 because then the elephants stampede backwards through my troops. So yeah, let's see what happens. Come on. Oh, that was Too close for comfort. Yeah, the elephant. What's the result of 3?
Can you use infantry or cavalry?
I don't know.
Right, interestingly, because we've never had to use elephants before, we can't find what they're classed as. Now, we're going to assume they're classed as cavalry. So a result of 3 will mean they are broken. Fortunately, they're not going to stampede, but that unit is now destroyed. If we've done that wrong, if anyone knows any different, let us know, because it says elephant. It says in the book that elephants are basically under a category of their own, but under break test we can't. There's nothing. Doesn't say anything, so we're assuming that they just count as cavalry and take the results from that. But
that's just based on the number of legs, isn't it?
That was it. Yeah, purely based on the fact they have 4 legs. Robin, you get to make a victor's move. Obviously, you can't do a sweeping advance. So it's up to you. You can either hold your ground or you can, do something else.
No, I'll just hold my ground.
Okay, so that's left a little bit of a hole in my lines. Robin, what are you going to do? Are you just going to stay where you are?
Yes.
Okay, because that's going to be problematic for me. Now it's time to work out this combat. So it's your Principe who are in touch. Now they have these guys have stubborn, don't they? So they're going to be re-rolling their saves. So you're going to get 5 dice hitting on 3s because you charged, with 4 in support hitting on 4s. I've got 6 dice hitting on 4s from these guys. However, they're supported to that side.
Also, they're mercenary.
Yes.
They do not like the Romans. So the first time they fight,
I get +1 dice to my clash, don't I? So they've got a clash of 7.
When fighting Romans in the first combat of the game, yeah.
So I've got 7 dice from them hitting on 4s and 3 dice from them hitting on 4s. So I might as well roll them all together because there's no re-rolls and no difference. Your Principe, do they have Peeler?
I think they do, yes.
So I'm at -1 to my save. Right then, so you're rolling 5 dice hitting on 3s and then 4 dice hitting on 4s. I'm rolling 10 dice hitting on 4s.
Go on then, Robin. Okay, so these ones are hitting on 3s. So 4, so those are going to be the ones where I've got a harder save. And then you've got 4 dice hitting on 4s. Just the one. I've got 10 dice hitting on 4s.
Ooh.
I think it's
5, 6.
6. Okay, so you are heavy infantry, so you've got 6 saves of 4 to make, and you're stubborn, so you can re-roll 1.
3.
So 3 casualties. And how many saves do I have to make? I have to make 5. Okay, so 5 save. But
4 of them are
with the Peter. So 4 saves of 5. So 3 casualties, and then 1 save of 4. So 4 casualties for me, and 3 casualties for you.
Okay, so I took 4 casualties. Robin took 3 casualties. I've lost to combat by 1, so 2d6 minus 1.
There we go.
Oh dear.
4, I imagine, is going to be give ground disordered.
Give ground with supports disordered.
Oh dear. Oh, okay, so right, so these guys are going to be. So everything's going to have to move. My whole line is going to be moving back. But because they're giving ground, a unit that's in the way, if it doesn't make way, the unit becomes destroyed. And my supports have to give ground, so the unit behind it will have to move to give way. So basically, this lot are all moving 6 inches back. Right, let's get it all sorted out.
Okay, so I think we got it sorted out. So my unit that actually lost to combat has given ground disordered to here. The unit that was supporting it is given ground disordered. The unit that was in the way can make way, so they've just kind of slid over to there. That unit moves to here. I rolled to see if they became disordered on a 1, 2, or 3. They did. This unit moved through this unit that's in open order, so they don't have to test. So after all of that, Robin killed my elephant and disordered 3 of my units. And it's now the Carthaginian turn. The only thing would be if you've got any follow-up that you want to do, which I assume that you don't.
No.
Right. So there we are. The Romans are pushing back the centre. I've obviously got this other division here ready to come up. And then over here, the Roman cavalry is sort of holding its ground at the minute. I'll see if I can do something about that. Let's go into the next Carthaginian turn and see if I can move things about a little bit. Okay, so, right. What's happened? Let's have a look over here, away from the mass combat. That combat's carrying on into this turn. I really need to beat Robin's unit there, so to free up my cavalry, because there's the rear of all these Roman maniples here, which look incredibly tempting. Over here, because my allied infantry have the brave rule, they removed their shaken themselves on a successful test at 4, 5 or 6, and they did, so they unshook themselves, essentially. My commander has moved to here, but he's probably the best thing he's done so far all game. He managed to get 3 orders off on the heavy infantry here, who stormed through the gap, reformed and charged the Veletates, taking no casualties on the way in, and have smashed into that small unit of skirmishers. Over here, things are a little bit more dire. I took a disorderly retreat and basically moved back, so now I'm supported for the inevitable charges that are coming. Everything else here has just been about basically just getting ready for the next turn, because the advantage is very much with Robin. However, down here, I didn't like these Veletates at the bottom of the hill, so my Numidian skirmishers have charged the Veletates. They also missed both of their closing shots, but the guys in open order are all going to have a little dust up. My archers have moved round to the flank, so I can start shooting the Romans again. And back here, this division wanted to do nothing. So there we are at the moment. It does look very cool from up here, I must say. But let's have a look at the shooting. I think we'll start over here. We'll start with the archers, who are going to shoot into the side of your triarii. I'm within 12 inches. I'm not fighting to your front, so I've got 2 dice hitting on 4s. Triarii are stubborn, so he's going to get to reroll a save. I'm looking for 4s. That's 1 hit. He's saving on a 4. No, but he can reroll. No. Oh, 1 casualty on the triarii. Obviously, they can't throw anything. These Numidian skirmishers here, they're going to throw stuff at them. Am I within 6? Can you just check? Might be just out. Yep. 2 dice. Hit. You're formed up, aren't you? You're not in open order. So, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, 2 saves of 6. 2 casualties. My slingers are going to have a go at them as well. So, 2 dice, also hitting on 4s. I believe that's all of my shooting. No break test to be had, so it's into combat. Let's start over here with this one. My sustained value, I think, is 5. Do you mind just checking?
That's your medium cavalry.
Yeah, it is.
Sustained is 3.
Sustained is 3 for me. What's sustained for you? Both 3. Okay, interesting. I won the combat last round, so I'm hitting on 3s. You're shaken, so you're hitting on 5s.
Yep.
Oh dear, just 1 hit for me.
No
hits you. You need a single save of 6. No! Okay, so the combat was a tie, but because it was a tie and you're shaken, you have to take a break test.
Modifiers.
No modifier, just unmodified break test.
Oh, no,
they're absolutely fine. I didn't want that because now I know I'm going to be receiving a charge to my rear. That's really annoying. Let's do this combat next. My guys have got the motivated mercenary rule, so I'm going to get 7 dice as my Libyans smash into the Veletates. I think you're going to get 5?
I think it's 5. Oh, no, small units are 3.
Oh dear, so 3 for you, hitting on 4s, and I've got 7 hitting on 3s. 4 hits.
2 hits.
I have 2 saves of 4. I'm not stubborn or anything, am I? I just have the motivated mercenary. I've saved both. You have 4 saves of 6.
I'm shaken.
Yep, you are. And it's going to be 2d6 minus 4 for your break test. Oh, come off it. A 7. I think you're going to be fine. No, I think you'll be fine. 7 for skirmishers. Oh, they're not skirmishers. They're not skirmishers. They're just infantry, sorry.
They are giving ground in good order.
Giving ground in good... But these guys are going to have to...
Drilled.
Oh, yes. They're so the drilled rule means that essentially they don't have... You can move through them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's annoying. So they don't even have to test for disorder. So you've given ground in good order. I could make a victor's move. All I'm going to do is just
line up,
shuffle like that.
I am shaken.
So there we go. Yeah, they're shaken now, aren't they? So you need 4 casualties. We're running out of casualty pips here. That's it. No, it's not. We've got the combat here. So how many? So is it going to be 3 dice apiece?
I would assume so. That's your median.
Well, they're just jab.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm hitting on 3s. You're hitting on 4s. I got 2 hits.
I got 1.
You got 1 hit. I have a single save of 6.
No, 1 casualty. You have 2 saves of 6.
No.
2 casualties. You've lost to combat by 1, so it's 2d6 minus 1 for your break test. 4 on skirmishers.
They're not skirmishers.
No, they're not.
Break if shaken, which I'm not. Otherwise, give ground with supports disordered.
Okay, so Robin's just taken some time to figure out what he wanted to do, and what have you decided?
So I'm going to not move back. So because I'm drilled, I could move back without risking disorder on the Triara, but that means I'm then 1 move further back, and I break my manipulator system and that. So
Are you going to let them die just because you don't want to break up the
I'm
pre-formation?
basically going to run into the shields of my own unit and then get javelins in the back from your unit.
Okay, so you're going to...
How very Roman of you.
They are peasants.
Well, yes, but they couldn't afford it. It's just they couldn't
If you
afford
can't
it.
afford good armour, then that's
That's
on you.
Okay, so they're gone, but that doesn't open the way for your Triarii. That's the end of my turn. My disorder now comes off, and we will see what Robin wants to do. There is quite a spread of casualties on your side now. There's quite a few, but my problem is I've got this lot that are just sitting here doing nothing. Right then, let's go into not Carthaginian, Roman turn 4. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot more combat going on across the table. Robin, do you want to explain? You started off up here.
So, just charge into your rear.
Yep, there was nothing I can do about it, so I've got to sort that. And then over here...
Because I'd rallied so I wasn't shaken, I figured I might as well take advantage of the fact that I was there, you were there.
And you've also piled into there, so we've got combat there. Then over here... You use initiative to...
So the Hastati and Principes have gone in against the Libyans.
So the Libyans have got long spears, which negates the charge bonus, but then you've got the peeler, which reduces my armour.
Well, basically, I stop at the end of your spear and chuck a slightly smaller spear at you.
So I think that's the best way of putting it, yeah.
And here...
these guys just kind of shuffled forward.
Yeah, so I did open up my velites so I could move through without any problems, and then I used the benefit of being drilled here to effectively charge with the Hastati first. Charge with the Hastati first, and then bring the Principes in support, because obviously they'd already taken casualties, and then the Triarii. It makes sense to use your most experienced units just to chase down a tiny unit.
These had enough of the Numidians throwing things at them.
You just made me get Roman blood on my own shields.
To be fair, I think that's the only blood, of course. There's elephant blood all the way over there. Is that the only unit that's been destroyed?
Yeah.
And you destroyed it yourself?
The masters of our own destiny.
Right, shooting.
No.
Those Hastati could throw,
I could throw
javelins at them. So you're hitting on 5s.
Oh, in fact, second the Principes.
Yeah.
Because Triarii don't have them.
They're both hitting on 6s actually, because... no, 5s. It's 5s, you're hitting on 5s.
Yeah, because you're open order.
So 5s for the Hastati. Yeah, 1 save of 6. No. And then the other one hitting on 5s as well.
Was that a break test as well? So?
Yeah, that would be a break test.
No.
No. Is that all of the shooting?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so yeah, break test 2d6. Oh, come on. Behave. They are skirmishers.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yeah.
Well, that leaves a gap. Right, hang on a second. Okay, Robin, so which combat do you want to begin with?
Let's start with the cavalry combat over in the corner of the battlefield that...
No one knows is going on.
No one knows is actually going on. And then just when they're leaving, they'll be like, well, what are these dead people?
Right, so you're...
5? Oh, these are me and my medium cavalry.
These are medium cavalry, so it's 6. So you're going to get 6 dice plus 2. So you're going to get 8 dice hitting on 3s. I get 6 dice hitting on 4s. Let's see what happens. 6, okay. I'm hitting on 4s. 2. You need 2 saves of 5.
No. So that's going to put me back over shaken.
And I need 6 saves of 5. 2, so that's 4.
And I need to roll for your commander. No, he's fine. So it's 4-2 to you. So I'm running a break test 2d6 minus 2 for this one. And we're all shaking all over again. I think they're gone. They're it should be break. It should be break if shaken, I imagine.
Infantry break. Infantry break if shaken.
Break if shaken. So this unit is broken. And so I will just pass that casualty over to you because all your excess ones will be discarded. These guys are gone. Okay, so this division that was over here has only got 2 units left, which is my cavalry unit, which is in the combat there, and the Libyan infantry here. So if one of those units is destroyed, then my side is that division is broken. So let's find out what's going to happen. We're going to do that combat next.
It's all a bit risky though, because if I end up somehow, I don't think can be shaken there, I'd be all shaken again.
Yeah. Oh, and yes, they would then be broken. Oh, interesting.
I don't think
we've both got 3 dice, haven't we? And then you've got 5 on the charge.
Yeah.
Right, so you've got 5 dice hitting on 3s from your charge. You have 3 dice hitting on 5s for your shaken unit, and then I've got 3 dice hitting on 4s.
Because you won the combat.
I didn't win last time; it was a tie. So it's just 3 dice hitting on 4s. I'm still going to put all my dice. No, I can fight with 1 to the rear. I'm going to put 1 dice to the rear and 2 to the front. Okay, so do you want to do your charging unit first? They're hitting on 3s. That's 5. Okay, and then you've got the unit fighting with sustained value is hitting on 5s. Okay, that's another 2. My 2 attacks into the sustained unit hitting on 4s. That's 1 hit. And then my single attack to the rear hit as well.
Okay, so I'll take the save on the...
Oh, no, it didn't, because if you're fighting to your rear, it's -1.
Okay,
so
1 save on the shaken unit.
Yeah, 1 save of 6. No, it's a casualty. And I need how many saves, Robin?
7.
7 saves of 5, yep. 4. So I took 3, which, yeah.
So I only won the combat by 2.
Yeah, so with 3 casualties, I'm very much shaken. I'm 2 in excess, but that's not going to matter because I haven't got anyone to spread it to. So I'm 2d6 minus 2 for my break test. 5, I imagine, but I'm not going to be able to give ground because you're in the way. So if it's give ground...
It's break if shaken anyway.
What, for cavalry?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Right.
If you
so that unit, that division is now broken, which only comes into effect at the start of my...
Yeah,
my
so we're
turn.
Going to have the combat no matter.
So we're going to have that combat no matter what. So.
My excess casualty, would that have spread to...
No, because they're not in support.
Supporting,
it's on support, no, because I was fighting you direct. So they come off.
Okay, so after that little setback, we've got this combat here. So Robin's Hastati, the guys in red, get 5 dice on their charge. Normally they would hit on 3s because it would be +1, but my long spears negate their charge bonus. So you've got 5 dice hitting on 4s, plus 2 dice in support hitting on 4s. In which case you might as well roll them all together. So you've got 7 dice hitting on 4s. I have 6 dice hitting on 4s coming back, but of course Robin's Peeler is going to affect my saves if I need them. So Robin, you need 4s. Just 1.
I think Mars
Oh, this could this it? Could this be it? Could
the
worm turns? Right, I'm hitting on 4s. That's 4. So you need 4 saves of 4.
Nothing's upgraded, so no 2.
2. So no, yeah, there's no stubbornness. So you've lost the combat by 2.
Well, you haven't taken your save yet. I did 1.
Did you do 1?
I did 1.
You did 1?
I did 1.
I did 1. Okay, well I'm saving on the 5. Okay, I took 1. All right, you lost the combat by 1. I 2d6 minus 1 now, Robin. That's a 3. You're not shaken though.
Not shaken though.
So it's going to be give ground disordered.
Ground with support, all disordered though, isn't it? So
Yeah. So back 6. So
disruptive.
Isn't that just pretty much where they charged from?
Yeah, but I moved slightly, so.
So they're going to basically make it back to the Veletates, and I will. I'm going to maintain contact and just keep pushing you back. Although, because my unit is the moment he's from a broken division.
I assume whilst you're in combat though, you're kind of...
I'm okay. Well, I keep fighting, yeah. The moment he's not, he has to start retreating off the board.
Yeah, so basically at some point you're going to get all the way here and then realise, hang on.
Yeah, everyone here is... Well, my commander's all the way here.
I don't think that could have gone any better for you, to be honest.
No, I think that's the best result I could have got. Well, no, the best result I suppose would have been if you died and then.
But...
Right. Okay. So that was that combat, and then down here we've got the combat with the Spanish.
Yes.
So I'm going to have 6 dice hitting on 4s with 3 dice in support hitting on 4s. So 9 dice altogether. You're going to get 5 dice for the Hastati. Yes.
Yeah.
5 dice for the Hastati.
And 2 for my...
And then 2 for them. So you've got 5 dice hitting on 3s for these guys because they charged. And then 2 dice in support hitting on 4s. 5 dice hitting on 3s. So 3 hits.
They don't have long spears or anything, do they?
No, they're just bog standard.
And then 2 hitting on 4s. But they all have pillar.
Okay, so now I've got 6 dice hitting on 4s. That's 2. And then I have 3 dice hitting on 4s for the support. Another 2, so 4. So you need 4 saves of 4. 2. And what was my? 4
saves as well.
4 saves of 5.
Yeah.
No, it's 4 saves of 6 because they're medium infantry, so they have a standard save of 5
yeah.
minus 1, so I need 4 saves of 6. 1. So I took 3. So
I took 2. So are these going to...
So I lost the combat by 1. So 2d6 minus 1 for my break test. 6. Give ground in good order. Come on, one of it must be eventually.
Give ground in good order with support.
Give ground in good order together with supports. Right, we'll work everything out, and then we'll come back and fight the final combat with the Triarii versus the skirmishers. Okay, so as you can see, Robin decided to maintain contact. It's going to be an interesting fight next turn. So Robin will get +1 because he was the victor. It's a pretty even spread of casualties. Robin is very nearly shaken on both those units, but also so am I. And you've seen how many attacks.
Yeah, it's something to remember that you only get the 4. You keep forgetting they're small units when I'm moving around.
Yeah. So over here, your Triarii charge, so they're going to get 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, but you're fighting open order troops, so you're going to be hitting on 4s.
Yeah.
I get, I think, was it 2 dice?
On the clash you get...
3 dice.
The javelins only. Yeah, 3 on the clash.
3 dice hitting on 4s. And then you're looking for 4s. It's 3. And I'm looking for 4s as well. It's 1. You need a single save of 4. And you get to re-roll this because they're stubborn. Okay, and I'm looking for 6s.
I don't think you have a save. It says morale save 0.
Oh, okay, maybe they don't then. Oh, okay, right. All right, in that case then, no, it
doesn't matter anyway. It
doesn't matter because I failed the ball anyway. We did. So I always thought you got to save no matter what. But okay, so they are shaken. So I've lost the combat by 3. So it's 2d6 minus 3 to my break test. They're going to be gone.
Yeah.
Break you're shaken on skirmishes.
Is that 4?
4, yeah. Or just break.
Yeah, skirmishes just break.
Just break.
Skirmishes, anything up to a 7 is just break.
All right, so off they go. So Robin's making a victor's move because of my skirmishes that have been seen off. These divisions are still holding up. I need to lose 3 of the 4 core units before that division is broken. So if I lose both of these next turn, then that division is broken. But I do have this entirely fresh division up the top
actually, here. If you lost those 2 divisions, you'd then be on 2 broken divisions, wouldn't you?
Yes, and I would lose the game. So I need to kind of do something. I think that's it, isn't it? That's the end of your turn. So let's see what the Carthaginians are going to do. Right, I'm going for broke. Is mass combat across the board. So I wasn't very happy with these Triarii. So essentially my entire division has charged. It's not really that. These Spanish have charged the Triarii. His citizen levy have moved up in support. My commanders joined the combat. And the elephants now are just sort of moving along. This combat's ongoing from last term. Over here, the Spanish have initiative charged into the Hastati. And my general's gone with them. Over here, this combat was ongoing, but my commander has joined that combat to add some weight to it because I've really got to start finishing some of his units off. I've put loads of casualties on you across the board, but I just haven't seen any units off, and I need to change that. There is some shooting. My Cretan archers here they are in range. We've measured it out to shoot your veletates there, but they're going to be hitting. You're in open order there, aren't you? 6s. So I'm hitting on 6s. So to force a break test, I would need 2 6s here, because 6 is what I need, but I missed both anyway. My slingers in here are going to target the Principe, so it's just going to be hitting on 4s. And they both missed. So it just comes down to mass combat, basically. I think, let's start over here. So, I followed you up, so I count as winning the combat.
Yeah.
So I'm hitting on 3s. However, I've also now got my commander in there, so my sustained value is 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got sustained as 7, plus 2, so I'm rolling 9 dice, hitting on 3s. You have got 5 dice for your...
Yeah. And
her starting 2.
They're both disordered.
They're both disordered, so you're hitting on 5s. Right, I'm hitting on 3s. Oh my god. 3.
Okay. I'm hitting on 5.
You're hitting on 5s, yeah. Alright, that makes me feel a little bit better. But you weren't expecting to get it. Okay, so what was that? 2? Just 1. One. So I need a single save of 4 because I'm heavy infantry. Yay! Your feeders obviously don't affect, so you need 3 saves of 4. So 1. So you lost the combat by 1. 2d6 minus... Oh, hang on. You need to roll for my commander.
I didn't do any casualties, though.
Doesn't matter, you always roll. So 2d6 plus 2. No, alright. So yeah, your 2d6 minus 1 for your break test. 4. They're not shaken. You've got 1 casualty on them, which I'll pop on.
4. Break if shaken, others give ground disordered again.
With supports.
Yeah.
So this unit are going to have to choose to move, or they're both destroyed because they can't. They're drilled though, aren't they?
Yes, they can move
But
through.
the veletates aren't, and they're not in open order.
No, they're not. So.
But they're not disordered, so they can still move.
Yeah, and they might become disordered. So right, so they're going to move out the way.
Mm-hmm.
How-
Okay, so we've got to find out what happens to my general here.
Robin, do I roll for this, yeah?
Yep. So on a 1 or 2 he's going to be dead. On a 3 plus something else will happen.
Alright, okay. I rolled a 4.
So he's just wounded.
Okay.
So he can no longer fight in hand-to-hand combat.
Mm-hmm.
If he was already fighting, then you have to stay there, but couldn't order any more things. And he can act as normal. So I assume that he just moves.
He just moves. Well, I guess he just stands there.
Oh, until I move.
And then if you move over him, he will retreat to the nearest unit. Okay.
So that's part of. They're part of the middle division, aren't they? The unit that.
Yeah, they're part of the middle division. So which is what I have here. So you only need to destroy 1 more unit from that middle division, which could be now.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at this combat.
It's so dark, this combat. So it's your Hastati, so you've got 5 dice from the Hastati, hitting on 3s because you won the combat last round, and you have 2 dice from the Principe, who don't get that bonus, so they're hitting on 4s. My Spanish gets 6 dice. They're not disordered or anything, so I have 6 dice hitting on 4s, and I get 3 dice for my Libyans from sport, also hitting on 4s.
Okay, go for it. You're looking for 3s. You can re-roll 1 for Tough Fighter, which we keep forgetting. So 5, and then you get 2 dice hitting on 4s. So 6 altogether. I have 6 dice. I might as well roll these all together in mine because I've got no re-rolls of any kind. So I'm looking for 4s.
Because I don't need many to.
5 is
from 3, aren't they?
5 as well. So I need 5 saves of 5. All made.
Why now?
Because it was about time. It was about
Why
time.
now?
It was about time.
How many saves did I take? Was it 4?
5.
5.
5 as well. You need 5 saves of 4.
The trouble is, if I fail just 2,
I know.
everything's shaken.
You kind of
Fail
tempted
3.
fate there. None of them are they're stubborn.
They're stubborn.
No, because none of the saves are on them.
No, because they get spread over
No,
after
yeah,
that.
no, yeah, and you don't get saves. So you took 3 casualties, which means you've lost the combat by 3. So first of all, we got to work out the spread. So you have a stamina of 4. Oh god, stamina of 4. So 2 of the casualties get reallocated. So that one gets reallocated to the back, which also then shakes them.
Yep.
and that one then gets discarded. You lost to combat by 3, so you are 2d6 minus 3. Both your units are shaken. 6. That's probably the best you could have got.
Give ground in good order with support.
Okay.
That's, yeah, fair enough. But I am shaken.
You are shaken, yeah.
That was the moment you were meant to...
I was meant to crack.
You were. I literally...
So 6 inches. I mean, I'm going to maintain contact
Yeah.
because I'm not disordered or anything, so I can... So this combat's going to go backwards and forwards. So me and my supports are going to... You having only four on each is confusing, so I keep on thinking I'm near my stamina limit, but I'm not. Right, that's the end of that combat. So we just fight this one up here. So your Triarii are going to get 5 dice.
Remember, long spear, so you don't get
I don't get charging mode, so you get 5 dice hitting on 4s. I get 6 dice from the Spanish hitting on 4s because you negate my charging bonus, and then 3 dice in support from the Libyans.
Long spears.
Also hitting.
Oh, they're not Libyan, they're levy.
Well, they're levy,
but
yeah.
they've still got long.
Yeah, but it's all so I'm hitting on. We're both hitting on 4s.
And with your general as well.
Oh yes, my general. Thank you. He adds 2 dice. I've got 11 dice hitting on 4s. So shall I do mine first because I charged? So hang on, I'll roll the general in a second. So I'm hitting on 4s. That's really not very good.
Back to
That's 3 so far plus the general. That's 4. You're hitting on 4s.
3.
I need 3 saves of 5. That's 2. And you need 4 saves of 4. You're stubborn, so you can re-roll 1. No, don't even think about it.
1.
So so he took 1. So you've won the combat by 1. But you need to roll for my commander. So 2d6 plus 2.
No.
No. Okay, so I've lost the combat by 1. 1, yeah? So
Yep.
2d6 minus 1. 6.
7.
Give ground in good order.
Give ground in good order with support.
Okay, so give ground in good order with support, and that's the end of my turn. And then, so hang on, we'll get this moved and then we'll sum up. Okay, so there we are. It's a bit of swing now back into the middle. It'll be interesting to see what Robin does, seeing as he's got a lot of shaken units now on the battlefield. I just can't seem to just do that extra casualty to get rid of them. My unit over here is going to start retreating anyway, so he's probably not a lot of point in him even attacking them. He's just dealing with this massive division. The Romans really are hard to just get off the board. If I can... Oh no, because I need to do something else. Yeah, let's just see what the Romans are going to do. Right, Romans have pushed back a bit. Robin, where do you want to start?
So the cavalry division that's just clinging on again. So I've rallied again.
Yeah.
So just from the point of view of not being shaken and not breaking that division, because again I'm back to the point where the division's fine. They couldn't do anything, but they turned around because it looks better. I brought these goes around the back because I wasn't quite 100% sure how your retreat move would work. I was hoping I'd be able to just trap you, but it turns out I can't.
No, they'll just kind of hunker
just
down.
stay there, so I charged you instead.
Yep, fair enough. They can't do anything up on the hill.
Disordered, they couldn't move any closer, they're shaken. I've moved my velites up to try and get rid of your pesky slingers.
But yeah, they've sat there the whole game.
They're in open order because I moved them through. They couldn't do anything because they failed the orders test, including the reroll. They're stuck in combat shaken, but I have chucked...
yeah, I may or may not chuck my
commander
general in.
just because...
Just because?
This is going to be the thing that wins me the game if I can win this combat. But
It's all down to this
actually
combat,
in a
isn't
worse
it?
position.
Yeah.
And then over here, I just initiative charged.
I mean, essentially you're relying on my bad rolls. So that's not such a bad tactical decision considering what normally happens in these games.
No.
Right then, so shooting, have you got any?
All I've got is the velites against your...
So you're going to have 2 dice hitting
Sixes,
on... No, 5s because
the
I'm just got a clear
the
target.
same thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so 2d6 hitting on 5s.
Take that.
1, I need a save of 6. Have they got a save?
Oh.
The slingers, as we
No,
discovered.
In the Allied skirmisher section, pretty much everything, in fact everything in the Allied skirmisher section,
Has no armour.
javelins, slingers, Numidian archers, and Cretan archers for the Romans, all have a morale save of 0. Which
All right.
I'm assuming is no.
So I took a casualty. There we go. And then there's no other shooting.
Let's do this.
This one here. Okay, so you charged me with Triarii, so you get 5 dice hitting on 3s. I'm going to get 7 dice,
Yep.
plus my commander, 9 dice hitting on 4s.
And there's nothing about Being a bit of broken division.
No,
You're not
they're-
actually broken.
No, they're not shaken. They're not going to not fight. They're
No.
just they have to retire off the board. If they can move, they have to move to leave the board, basically. So you're going to get 5 dice hitting on freeze.
Oh, good.
Oh, God's sake, hitting on 4s. 5.
Oh, I've got 5 or 6, yeah.
So you need 5 saves of 4.
Re-rolling for stubborn.
Only 1 reroll, but
Oh,
I failed
I
both of them anyway. So
even
2.
when I cheated, I can do
And I need saves of 4. So 2 as well.
So it's a draw.
So, well, but if my
Oh,
commander
yeah.
dies, then so 2d6 plus 2.
No.
No, that could have tipped it. So it's a draw, 2 apiece. There's no break test. There's been a couple of draws this game, but obviously my guys can weather a few
Yeah, I mean,
more.
those heavy infantry are actually
Yeah,
pretty nice, aren't
I
they?
like them. I'm going to choose to put my commander in this combat. You can do it at any time, even in your turn, as long as it's before the combat.
Yeah.
So, I won the last round of combat because I've pushed
Yes,
you back.
yeah.
So I get 6 dice for my Spanish, plus 2 dice for my general, and then 3 dice for my supporting Libyan unit. I'm hitting on freeze because I won the last round of combat, except for the Libyans who are hitting on 4. You get 5 dice for your Hastati,
2 dice for my Principe.
and
2
they're both
dice-
hitting on 5s.
Yeah, because they're shaken. And then the general
2 dice.
hitting
So-
on 4s.
No, 5s, because
He's
the general's with the
He
Hastati.
joined, yeah, because he joined that unit.
So you 5 dice,
Re-rolling 1.
rerunning 1 for Tough Fighter for the Hastati. It's weird when we
Also,
do it.
didn't add it up right.
When you do a new period, because we're so used to or marksman or feigned flight or whatever. That's probably a good job you're re-rolling. Nope, so nothing for the
And
Hastati.
then 2 dice for...
2 dice for the Principe, yeah, hitting on 5s.
I didn't roll any for my general, did I? I rolled 5.
Yeah, so now you need 2 for the general, which
And
would,
2 for the Principe.
yeah,
Which is 5s anyway, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
rolls,
yeah.
yes. Good.
but I guess the general's dice would have been in with the Hastati. He adds to the Hastati.
Oh, but I wasn't sure if I should be... Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
should we read it? Well, alright,
no,
okay.
because...
Okay. Right, 1, 2, 3,
My first
4,
cheating
5,
roll was
6,
definitely better.
7, 8. So I've got 8 dice hitting on freeze for the swordsman. That's all of them. That's 8, and then I've got 3 dice hitting on 4s for the supports. All but 1, so that's 10. Alright, so you need 10 saves of 4.
You know what?
I mean, that's pretty good. So
I
2.
failed 2.
You failed 2.
It's annoying because...
Right. So okay. So 2 go on to there. They get put on supports, but it doesn't matter.
If everyone's shaking.
You've lost the combat by 2, which is insane. I'm going to see if I can kill your general. 2d6 plus 2. No. So you're rolling 2d6 minus 2.
Oh.
I believe they're gone.
I can't see it being any different.
Yeah. Well, they're destroyed.
Yeah.
And then you roll a straight break test for your supports. They're not destroyed along with supports. It's a straight break test for supports.
So they're okay.
So they're okay. So these guys are destroyed, and your general was with them, and then you roll, don't you?
Yeah.
On a 1 or a 2, he's dead.
Yeah. 3, 4 is injured.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He's dead, and that division is then broken because your general's dead.
Oh yeah, I guess that'd be important.
And then as a victor's move, right? Let's just take a second and have a look at things.
Got yourself some extra casualties here, though, mine.
They were yours.
Yeah.
So I had 3 on my front unit and 4 on my back. So in this one here, the Triarii, I get 5 dice hitting on freeze because you charged.
You've got long spears.
No, okay, yeah, good point. So we've all got long spears. So you're hitting on 4s. I am getting 6 dice hitting on 4s as well. 5 dice hitting on 4s. There's no re-rolls, is there? 6 dice hitting on 4s. 3. You need 3 saves of 4.
Do re-roll.
You didn't
Doesn't
need to. And I'm saving on
5 is
5s.
a medium for them.
So 2. So I lost by 2. And they're fine. They stay where they are. Right, so there's the battlefield at the minute. So we've got this lone unit of Triarii over here. My central division is fighting back. It's only holding on with 1 unit. If he destroys 1 unit, it's game over. The reason why I've pursued and maintained contact is so I don't have to fight a fresh unit. Although I could now get charged in the flank. Yeah, should we just see what the Carthaginians are going to do? Because I don't think it's going to be a lot.
Right, okay, so what's going on? I've decided it's going to be quicker to remove these than wait for them to retire. So I've moved into support with the elephant, who's on the side, the Spanish, who are on the back, and my commander, who's going to help. And that's it. Everything else is pretty much as it was. So let's do some shooting. My slingers are going to have a go at the velites. And I'm going to be hitting on 5s. No. My archers can't shoot. Oh no, they can shoot the Triarii. And they're going to be hitting on 5s. Oh, one save of 4 and then a break test. You saved it. I don't think I've got any more shooting on the board. No. So break test. Come on. No, that would have been. That would have been nice. So we just got to work out combat now. Obviously, my broken division here, they're still fighting. And they've got a commander with them, so they get 7 dice, don't they? Plus 2, so 9. 9 dice versus your 5. Did you win the last round of combat? You did, didn't you?
I think it might have been a draw.
Was it a draw? Oh, it was a draw. Yes, it was.
I think it was a complete draw.
It was a complete draw. So we're both hitting on 4s. 2, 3, 4 for me.
3 for me.
I need 3 saves of 4. 2 dead. You got 1 dead, so I've lost the combat, but it might be my commander. So you roll 2d6. There's been. Is it finally? No. So I'm 2d6 minus 1. That's a 6, so it's going to be give ground, but I don't think I'm going to be able to because your cavalry are behind me.
So that plan's finally panned out.
Yeah, because you're going to move 6 inches back. And if there's an enemy unit in the way,
yeah, give ground.
It's give ground. If there's an enemy unit in the way or impassable terrain,
yeah, and you can't go that way because I'm blocking there as well. So
they are destroyed, and they are gone at last. There is no one left for my commander to join, so he's gone as well. Right, let's do this combat. So my Spanish, they get 6 dice to hit. They are hitting on 3s because they won the last. Oh no, it's a fresh combat.
Because they're the support.
Yeah, because you were only support. So I'm hitting, but I'm hitting. It was a victor's move, wasn't it? Yeah. No, it wasn't a victor's move.
Yeah, you moved up.
Or was it a charge this turn? No, it's just, well, it should. I guess it should have been.
Oh, you could have charged this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a charge. So I'm hitting on 3s plus the 2 dice from my commander. So I've got 8 dice hitting on 3s with 3 dice in support hitting on 4s. You have 5 dice hitting on 5s because you're shaken. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2, 6 hits.
I think on 5s on it.
Yep.
3.
I have 3 saves of 5. That's 2 casualties. You have 6 saves of 4.
Reroll 1. Oh, lost by 1.
You look.
Oh no, did you take a casualty?
2.
Oh, I won the combat.
You won the combat? By how many?
1.
1. And it might be my commander, so you roll 2d6. No. So it's 2d6 minus 1. So this could. Oh god. Actually, 2d6 minus 1 then. 6. That's retreating in good order.
Give ground in good order with supports.
Right. Okay. And then it's the final combat down here. Your Triarii are going to get 5 dice. Hitting on who won the last round of combat? I think it was you. So you've got 5 dice hitting on. So you've got 5 dice hitting on 3s. I have 8 dice because my commander is in there hitting on 4s with 3 dice in support from the Spanish hitting on 4s and then 1 dice from the elephant in support hitting on 4s.
You only give 1, does it?
Yeah, well, it's his short range value, which is 1.
So I hit on 3s.
Yep.
1.
Okay, so these are hitting on 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I've got 3 dice from the Spanish hitting on 4s. Another 1, and then 1 dice from the elephant. No. So I got 5 overall. So you need 5 saves of 4. Rerolling 1 for. No, come on.
Oh,
I nearly went out. I was like, get out. And then how many did you do?
1.
1. So I need 1 save of 5. I need 1 save of 4. So I saved.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they're 5s, aren't they? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I took a casualty. So is that a draw?
Yeah.
Right. So we took 1 apiece. Nobody's shaken. Oh,
Oh,
no,
for
you
your
roll for my
commander.
commander if you beat me for my commander. But no, okay. That is it. That is the end of the Carthaginian turn. This is the final turn for the Romans to do something. Let's see what it is. Right, okay, Robin, what did you do?
So I charged across here. I came through because they were drilled, but I could have done it differently. I could have done their move first, so they'd retreated out of the way. So it makes no difference, does it? So they've charged into there and hope that that's going to... If I win this combat, hopefully I can break...
That's it, week one.
Yeah.
You need to destroy one unit from this division to win the game.
Obviously, they're stuck in combat anyway, and if they end up retreating, they get killed, and if they end up retreating, they're getting killed. So,
what about your charge across the board?
So I had some cavalry here. It was 12-inch move, 3 charges. They're 30 inches away, so they charged across here.
And they've hit the archers.
They hit the archers, just mopping up.
And then some cavalry ran here, down
the
here.
The idea, if they came further, they might be able to block any giving ground.
Well, if you actually look at the way that the armies have moved, because as you said, we initially were fighting up there on that hill. Then you came all the way here, then it's pushed back that way, and then it's come back again. Shooting, I guess, which is just those veletates. You're hitting me on 5s. No. Combat. Should we do you want to do this one just in case it ends again? So, your Hastati charged.
Yeah.
So you're going to get 5 dice hitting on 3s. You've then got Triarii in support that give you 3 dice, and you've got Principe in support that give you 2 dice. You have 5 dice in support then hitting on 4s with no kind of rolls of any kind. I have my Spanish who get 6 dice. I'm going to chuck my general into the combat because I have a feeling this is going to be it. So he will add 2 dice, meaning I have 8 dice hitting on 4s, and then I have 3 dice in support from the Libyans. Also, my save is reduced to 6 because of the Pelams. All right, then, you go first. So 5 dice hitting on 3s from Hastati. These aren't tough fighting ones, are they? So nope. Okay, so you've got 4, and then 5 dice hitting on 4s for the supports. Another 3. So 7 overall, yeah. Yep. And now I've got my ones in the lead here, which are hitting on 4s. So that's 4. And then I have 3 dice hitting on 4s in support. Another 1, so that's 5. So you need 5 saves of 4, Robin, for the Hastati.
Take 3.
Take 3, and I need 7. So, how many were from the Hastati? It was 4 were from the Hastati, weren't they?
Yeah, but also we rolled these ones together.
Yeah.
They have peeler, but they don't count the rules.
No, they don't count.
Okay, so it's
4 and 3.
4 and 3. Yeah.
So 4 saves of 6 from Hastati. That's 4 casualties, and then 3 saves of 5. That's 2. So I took 6 casualties.
So close to being shattered.
And how many did you take casualties?
4.
4 casualties?
3.
3.
Yeah.
You took 3, so I've lost the combat by 3. You roll for my commander, 2d6.
Nope.
No. So I'm 2d6 minus 3. This is for the game, basically. Yeah, they're gone.
Well.
They're gone. So this unit are destroyed. You want to roll for my commander and roll a 1 or 2? He's gone. Or do you want me to roll?
Yeah, you roll that.
Oh, there we go. The commander's been cut down in the fighting, and then I roll 2d6 for the supporting unit to see what happens to them. They would have been retreating in good order, but they'd have hit this combat
and been
killed. That's it, isn't it? Because all I'm left with is one division. That division has been wiped out. So you've destroyed 2 of my divisions, and I've only destroyed 1 of yours. So that is the end of the game. So we'll have a little tidy up, and then we'll get back to you. Okay, so there we have it. A very bloody Roman victory. This is our first time playing with I don't even say the smallest scale, but a smaller scale for Hail Caesar. Robin, how did you think it went? What did you think of the Punic Wars? What did you think of the rules or the lists? Obviously, the rules are the same as we always play.
Yeah, rules for Hail Caesar. I think the lists there's a lot of variety, obviously, especially in the Carthaginian army. I think that it felt like how you imagined the period would feel. I think period flavour, for want of a better word, it feels very different to the games that we played.
Wars of the Roses, Crusades.
And just the way the units work. Like, I now understand why they've made the Romans small units.
Yes, we were just talking about this, weren't we? It's,
what also makes them a bit more... Fiddly's not quite the right word.
There's more finesse to using them.
Yeah, but also a bit unwieldy because you need to have them in like these supported blocks, as it were.
Yeah.
Which means you've got to consider moving around. But when you get one on its own, they're actually not...
No, it's just my terrible dice rolling that meant that they didn't get moved onto the board.
When you get one unit on their own, but they have staying power, but they have to be supported, so you have to be moving them in this block.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
I found myself really relying on supports a lot more in this game than we would do at 28mm, which makes sense because there's twice as many units on the battlefield.
Yeah.
We've got 30, what did we say, 31 units, and you worked out, if you actually count the individual man, what did you say, 1,250 50 little dudes on here, and 4 elephants. So it was interesting. Definitely having the scope to do more manoeuvres was great. I mean, if you actually look at how the battle developed, where there was this initial clash back up on the hill up here, and then it slowly got pushed back here. Then there was this slight sort of push again from the Carthaginians back, and then it just kind of descended into a bit of a brawl. This was one of the scenarios from the core rulebook. It's not one of the scenarios from the Punic War campaign part of the book, if you like. It's not one of the Punic War specific scenarios. It's just a general Hail Caesar scenario, one of the 3 that are in there. Normally we play very objective based games, and the objective in this was just to fight.
Yeah, you always found like you were not running out of things to do. You're like, I just need to get to that unit, rather than I need to go over there for a specific reason.
Obviously keeping track of a lot more. We definitely forgot a few things. We forgot about Tough Fighter a couple of times. I know we got mixed up with a couple of rules, but again, that's, this is our first time playing this period, and having played in the Gallic Wars, obviously the rules that they've provided are completely different. It's very easy in Hail Caesar to make rules up and to add things that you don't like. Like, for example, you could say, I want a unit to be wavering at the start of the game, because they were in part in another battle and they're scared. Definitely want to play more. In fact, there will be more. There are some sample army lists in the book, and I think we're very close to being able to actually make them.
Yeah.
We'd like to have a go at some of the actual Punic War scenarios.
There's 11 in the book, and most of them are designed to fit on a normal size table.
So really pleased with the table as well. We wanted to have just some terrain and then some open, actually something fairly open to fight over. And I'm really pleased with how it's gone, and really pleased with how these have all come out. So thanks once again to Warlord for sending it over so that we could play it. We hope you guys have enjoyed it. As always, comment down below, let us know what you thought. Like I say, we know we got probably a little bit more wrong in this one than we would normally.
Like there was a lot more going on.
There was more things to keep track of, and I did find myself more willing to sacrifice units. You definitely did.
Yeah.
In fact, how many units did I destroy?
Well, so 2, but I let one of them die.
So 1.
Yes.
Right. So I destroyed 1 unit in the entire game, and Robin's wiped out 2 divisions worth.
2 of my units are really upset.
2 of them are upset and they're leaving, but there we go. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. We will see you all again in the next one. We may just have another game of the Punic Wars with the forces we've got here, but try something a little bit more objective based. Let us know what you'd like to see, and we will see you all again in the next one. We will see you all again soon. Take care of yourselves.